Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my dray. I'm really glad you stopped by. I really hope you'll stay. I have little wee dollarama home, but a great big chat. A great big wonderful amazing chat. And my scarf is on crooked. So, let's get started because I don't want to be on forever. I've got some nice homemade tomato soup waiting and I'm dying to eat it. I'm really hungry. So, first thing I got was an error on Shopper's part, but these things all look so much, you know. Anyway, two artist canvas for $1.50. They are 6x8. I did request one that was on a wooden frame, like stretched, because I saw something that I want to try, but these will work for something else. So, not a big issue, and I did get my $1.50 back. From my buddy down the hall, I got some shaving cream. It was like $3.50, $4.50, I don't remember. And some razors. 8 razors for, I think they were $3. Definitely needed some new razors. The last shave he had was a little bit sparse, so or a little bit whatever. It wasn't. He needs new razors. And I don't know if he's out of foam or not. I forgot to look, but if it, definitely can't go wrong having an extra one. So those are for him. And I got a bunch of these because they're $1.75 at Dollarama, and they're like $2 elsewhere, unless you get them on sale. Like right now, Food Basics and Walmart both have them on sale for $1.50. But their regular price is $1.75. I got like 6 of these because, believe it or not, some of my taste is changing again. And I discovered every now and then I'll try something from before. Still can't do chicken. Really not happy about that because I love chicken. Well, I used to love chicken, but it just doesn't taste right. But I tried one of these and it's marvelous. I can do it, especially if I put in a little bit of tomatoes. It's like beefaroni without the beef. So I got a bunch of them, and again for buddy down the hall, and then maybe 1 or 2 for me, these Farsatina mini bar cakes. Really nice. They're $2.75 for 10 of them, and they're not overly sweet. There's no like frosting on them. It's just a nice little filling that's sweet but not overly sweet. Nice little chocolatey treat without being too bad for you. Not good for you, but not as bad for you as some things could be. And then this is part of my my chat, which is going to start in a couple of minutes because this is basically the last thing. I'm going to visit a friend on Saturday, and pajama party, by the way. Yeah, I'm going to visit a friend on Saturday who absolutely loves bubblegum, double bubble gum. So these are $1.50 for, does it say how many pieces? It doesn't say how many pieces, but it's 90 grams. And it looks like maybe 15 or 20 pieces in there. So, yeah. And it's peanut free, if that's important to you. I know it is definitely important to some people. So, I got them as a little treat for her that she's really not supposed to have, but sometimes you have to have a treat that you're not supposed to have. Anyway. Next Saturday, I'm going to visit this friend. She lives out in Scarborough, where I used to live. And it is going to be a wonderful day. She's got a beautiful, I have not seen it before, but I keep hearing about it and I'm really excited to see it. Beautiful backyard with like a little water fountain feature and lots of trees with cardinals nests and squirrels. So I'm going to take my big bag of walnuts for sure because it's, nobody can see in there. But I will tell you a squirrel story about today. So that's my next Saturday. It's going to be a lovely day, and I'm really looking forward to it. Even if it rains, just stay inside. If it's nice weather, we'll sit outside. They're going to get me, well, all of us, some chocolate ice cream from Kawartha Dairy. Chocolate is one of those things that for the longest time I couldn't. It tasted weird, it felt weird, but again, like I said, every now and then I'll try something that I didn't have before, that I couldn't eat for a while, and I tried an Aero bar, and it was good, and it didn't make me go blech. So, I am having a little bit of chocolate here and there, but yes, they're gonna get us some Kawartha Dairy chocolate ice cream. Now, Kawartha Dairy, if you're in Canada and you haven't had it, get it. Try it. It's not cheap, but it is worth every penny a million times over. It's also one of those things that takes me back to my childhood. We had our cottage up in Dunsford, which is like kind of between Bobcaygeon and Lindsay. And yes, Bobcaygeon from the Tragically Hip song. And Kawartha Dairy is in Bobcaygeon. The original Kawartha Dairy is in Bobcaygeon. So that was like once a week. That was our big treat. We would drive into Bobcaygeon and get ice cream and sit outside in the park and eat it because he didn't put ice cream in the car. No. Dad said no ice cream in the car. And then we would go back to the cottage and usually sit out on the dock and look at the fireflies and the stars and all that amazing stuff. So yeah. So Kawartha Dairy is absolutely wonderful, rich, creamy. I've only had chocolate and mint chocolate chip. But as far as any of the other flavors, 64, well, in July I'll be 64. And I have only ever had Kawartha Dairy chocolate ice cream with that one. It was good, but it wasn't chocolate. So anyway, yes, that's what we're doing Saturday, and I'm really looking forward to it and meeting our kitty cats, and it's going to be a wonderful day spent with friends. Saturday just passed. No, I'll tell you today's squirrel news first. My friend Tashi came over and we were doing some laundry and taking care of a few things here. Tashi helps me out with stuff that I can't always do because I get really tired and really sore really easy still. So we put the laundry in the dryer and went to sit outside in the garden because it was absolutely gorgeous. A little too hot for my taste. It was like 25, which is low 80s, high 70s, low 80s. I'd prefer it a little bit cooler, but it was nice. I sat in the shade. She sat on the flower garden. And little Mama Halftail came out. Now that's Banana's mom. If you remember the video where I found the little baby squirrel, named him Banana because he was desperately protecting a piece of banana peel. And I saw him today too, but he didn't come down. He's grown quite a bit. But he's still, you can tell it's a baby. And I'm pretty sure it was him. I think she's had, this last litter that she had was one little black one and one little gray one. Possibly two little black ones and one little gray one. Not 100% sure. But they're beautiful no matter what. Anyway, yeah, Miss Mama Halftail was down. And I always take, a snack for myself out there. A little couple of walnuts to enjoy. And I, goodness me, dropped one. And she was very happy to pick it up and eat it. So I noticed that she was like a little wobbly, and that really scares me because that usually means either an inner ear infection, a head injury, or worst case scenario, parasites. And I did lose one beautiful little boy to a squirrel to parasites, and I mean, he was being looked after, so he was comfortable, but if they're left in the wild, it's a terrible, terrible, terrible suffering. But Sweetie Squirrel, he is now the mascot for my channel because he was such a little joy. Um, yeah, if you ever see like my shirt with a squirrel on it or whatever, that's all Sweetie Squirrel. Anyway, Mama Halftail was down there, and she was a little wobbly, so I was concerned. So I leaned down to give her another piece of the walnut to see if she was wobbling or if she was just sitting on like uneven ground. And I was about to drop it, and she took it right from my fingers. And she tapped my finger. Now, this was so long ago, like 5 or 6 years ago. I used to have a sweet little squirrel named Nancy. And when I would, actually, I think I had a pop-up on Facebook that was like maybe 6 years ago or 8 years ago. It was a long time ago. She would take a peanut from me, because back then I didn't know better. Peanuts are not good for squirrels. Not in a large amount, anyway. It's like Kawartha Dairy ice cream. It's a wonderful treat, but you cannot live on it. It's not good for you. So, anyway, I would give her a peanut, and she would take it, look right up at me, and tap my finger. And I always just assumed it was her saying thank you. Mama Halftail did the same thing. So, of course, I had to be sure that she wasn't wobbly. So I gave her another little piece. And, yeah, she took it right from my fingers and then tapped my finger and backed up and sat and enjoyed it. And, yeah, she wasn't wobbly. So she's okay. She must have been sitting on some uneven, because it's the garden, right? It's grass and rocks, and people kick at the dirt and make little piles, and they dig up the dirt and make little piles. So it was just uneven, and she was fine. But I'll go out and check on her every couple of days to make sure that she's fine. Yeah. But it was just so wonderful to have her finally trust me to come up and actually take it from me. So that just made my heart sing. I'm telling you, it was wonderful, because she's always been, she'll come up very close to me, but she would never take it. So I would drop it when I was checking on her stability. I would drop it, and then she'd take it and just back up a little bit. And after a while, she used to sit and face me when she ate. And that, they're still learning to know you, or, you know, then she started turning her back to me, and that meant that she trusted me. Because she's got to look out for danger, and she knows that I'm not a danger. So she turns her back to me, and today she just took it right from my fingers before I could drop it. And I could have cried. I was so happy. I know that's silly, but she's a beautiful little squirrel, and I love her. And I love them all. I can't help it. I'm weird that way. Anyway, that was the high point of my day today, was that beautiful little squirrel taking a piece of walnut from my fingers and then tapping my fingers. That was astounding. I'm thinking maybe she might have been one of Nancy's great-grands. Who knows? But, yeah. Now, even better than that, I had somebody else holding my finger. I got to go meet my grandson on Saturday just passed. Finally got to go and hug that beautiful little baby. And he cried a lot when I picked him up. Yeah, but it was lunchtime, so first of all, I didn't have my hat or anything on. It was just, you know, this is what he saw, and he's used to seeing people with hair. So that might have surprised him a little bit. Plus a new face, like just period, a new face. I'm just going to leave this off now. You're used to it, I'm assuming by now. Um, but yeah, he was hungry, and Dad took him and gave him a bottle, and he calmed down. And after some burps, I tried to give him a burp. Wouldn't burp for me. And Dad picked him up and went, burp. Hello, Opal. Oops. That's my baby's coming to sit here. You should come sit here and say hello. You want to come here and say hello? Come on. Come on. Turn around and say hi. You turn around and say hi. Opal, look. Hi. Okay, I'm such a mean old cat mommy, eh? Make her sit in front of the camera. Anyway, but speaking of kitty cats and cameras, it's actually on this phone, so I can't show you. I have to go and put it on my other phone so I can show you. I got to visit my daughter's cat, Munchkin. And Munchkin had a little period where he was not well. And he's an old boy. He's going to be 16 in July. And he's feeling his age. And that was a little bit worrisome. But, yeah, I got to see him. And he was all cuddles after he figured out who I was. Took a few minutes. Because I haven't seen him in years. Like, many, many years. 5 or 6 years. I haven't seen him. So, it took him a couple of minutes to remember who I was. And then as soon as he did, he was like all cuddled up. And it was the best. And now my daughter and her husband have Munchkin. They have a little Chihuahua named Nyla. They have a very big Rottweiler, an old boy named Biggie. And they have Biggie's son, who is Moose. And Moose was born on my birthday. So we have that little connection. And they were all there. And oh my gosh, at one point, I had August holding my finger. I had Nyla sitting on my left side. I had Munchkin on my lap. I had Biggie on the right side with his head up against my lap. And I had Moose sitting in the middle on the floor, sitting on my feet. Which is a Rottweiler thing to do, apparently. Moose and I just really connected. I know that sounds really silly, but he stayed with me almost the whole time we were there. And every now and then, he wouldn't like turn to look. He'd lift his head up and put his head backwards and look at me. But it was so wonderful. And my daughter's friend was there. And now I haven't seen her in, well, no, not true. I did see them briefly a couple of years ago. On their way back from camping, they stopped in. So I did get to see her then for a few minutes, and her daughter, who at the time was 10, I think, 9 or 10. Anyway, they were there Saturday as well, and that was just another amazing, wonderful thing. Her daughter has just graduated grade 6, and beautiful, beautiful girl. And really tried hard this year, really improved immensely this year, so I'm like really proud of her. I'm proud of her mommy, because her mommy has raised a very, very smart, loving little girl, young lady. We went with Evelyn, my friend Evelyn, my friend down the hall, his sister-in-law. She picked me up and we went out there. It's beautiful. They live in Kitchener proper. But, which is like a lovely little small town. It's so beautiful. There's like all these really old buildings here and there, and then a couple of Tim Hortons scattered here and there, which we of course had to hit. You can't travel without Tim Hortons. But on the way in, oh my goodness, it was just beautiful countryside. I'd forgotten. I used to go there when I was a kid. And it's changed a lot since I was a kid, because we're going back like 50 years. 50 plus years. The last time it was before 1974. Anyway, it was a beautiful drive. and we made good time, and we got there, and it was just absolutely wonderful. And my son-in-law is amazing daddy. Oh, it was so wonderful watching him daddy. Yeah, it was really cool. I'm so happy for them. They are just really, 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 really blessed. And then my daughter. And I love my baby girl. I love my kid Nick. Oh, so much. I love my kids, put it that way. They're the sunshines in my life. They really are. But I hadn't seen my daughter in, other than this brief little thing outside, I hadn't seen her to sit down and chat with her and hug her and any of that in like 6 or 7 years, because she's lived a distance and they don't travel in and I don't travel out, so we talk a lot on, the phone and this thingy and that thingy, but it's not the same as getting a hug. So we got lots of hugs when I got there, and a couple of hugs throughout the visit. We were there about 4 hours, I guess. And when I went to leave, of course I had to have, one big long hug. And I am so proud of the woman that she has become, and the mommy that she has become. And I told her so in the middle of a hug, so she started to cry, which made me cry. So we stood there hugging and crying for a minute. I couldn't have asked for a better day. I really couldn't. It was just amazing and astounding, and one of the happiest days meeting that little boy. Oh my gosh, meeting that little boy. And I did, yes, he cried when I first picked him up. He howled and yowled and acted like a baby. But by the time, we had been there for a little bit, and I guess he got used to this, because it was very, very comfortably cold in their apartment. So I just wanted to, feel the air conditioner breeze in my hair. It was lovely. But I guess, August got used to the fuzz. And yeah, he was smiles, and all I had to do was look over at him and go, "Who's a beautiful boy?" And he'd smile and gurgle and coo, and the fingers were going, and I couldn't have been happier. I honestly couldn't have been happier. And then we got on FaceChat or FaceTime or whatever you call it with my kid Nick. They're in the States right now, and well, they live there, they work there. I've got the itchies still. That's why I'm itchy leg. I don't want to scratch it, because then it'll be sore. Yeah, so Nick and Nat got on the phone video talking, and Nick got to gurgle and coo at August, who gurgled and cooed right back. Yeah, they were on for 40 minutes, just chatting away about this, that, and the other thing, and that was really nice to see. But they're typical siblings. They didn't always get along. But it was just wonderful. And now Nick's going to hopefully be able to get up this summer. And that'll be another wonderful day that I get to come and share with you. But yet this last week, between the amazing Saturday and the wonderful today and the looking forward to next Saturday, it's a happy time. All of that, and I had to have a taste. Homemade tomato soup. It's basically a can of tomatoes that I simmer and simmer and simmer and smush and smush and smush. It's canned ground tomatoes, so it's already smushed up. And then I boil some lentils and toss that into it and let it simmer for a while with a lot of garlic, because I can taste the garlic and I love the garlic. It's unfortunate for people around me, but my sense of smell is coming back slowly. But because I think I told you, I'm pretty sure I mentioned that for quite a while I had gone to paint my nail, and I realized I couldn't smell the nail polish for a couple of weeks. And now, yep, yep, I can smell it. So the sense of smell is starting to come back, which is kind of nice because, you know, well, I think we're past lilac season, but we got some pretty flowers out there that I like to smell, and just the green grass after rains and all that stuff that I'm looking forward to sniffing. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have some soup and watch some. I'm watching on Netflix the John Wayne Gacy documentary. I like true crime. Squirrels and true crime. But yeah, I'm watching that, so I will have some soup and watch that and stop itching my leg. And I will, I did place a Temu order today. It's it'll be here in a couple of weeks. It was a fairly big one, but I had a little bit of credit. I had like $10 in credit, and I got one of those messages saying, you know, no limit purchase, but if you spend $30, you'll get, I forget, something % off. And then when I did that, it said, hey, you qualify for 4 free gifts. So I picked 4 more items, and then it said, hey, guess what? You get 2 more. And this is one of the rare times when it actually works without them keep saying you gotta spend, you gotta spend, you gotta spend. Because a lot of times you have to spend a lot of money before you get your free gifts. But I think because I usually ignore them. Like I said, I don't go peek at them because sometimes you get the lower limit or things like that. But I usually ignore the free gifts thing, and this time it was just, okay, well, let's take a look at it. So yeah, I ended up getting like about $80 worth of stuff for like $38. But it'll be here in, I'll don't take that to heart. It might be a little bit skewed, but pretty close to it. And I use Afterpay, so it's like $8 here, $8 there, $8. It's manageable once in a while. July is GST month, so, and that's just a couple of weeks away. So. And my birthday is in July, and it's been almost half an hour now, almost 28 minutes. But yeah, in a 10 days, 2 weeks, whatever, I'll have a nice big Temu haul, and yeah, so I'll see you. Well, I might see you before then, because I'll have next Saturday to share, and who knows, maybe this leg. I'm sorry, we're back to the Wah show. Maybe Mama Halftail and the babies will be out tomorrow, so who knows. Anyway, I'm glad you stopped by. I hope you do. I really do hope you hang around. I'm really grateful to those who are hanging around. It's so much fun. I could fell a little bit behind replying to comments. I do apologize, but I'm getting back on it. I do tire easily. You know, still with the Wah show. I'm just going to change the name of the channel to the Wah show. Itchy. It never fails after I take a scarf off or a hat off or whatever, because it's all like pressed down. It's getting quite fuzzy up there, but it gets, you know, flattened, and then when it starts to come back up, it's like itchy and tickly. And there you go. There's my head description for the night. Oh, shush and go to bed, lady. I think I will. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave a like. Leave a even if you have to. Whatever. Leave a comment. Ask a question. Tell me something. Do you like squirrels? Do you like cats? Do you like... Oh. I'm going to go now. Oh. When we were sitting outside, we saw 2 blue jay couples. And my friend is not used to seeing them as couples to see like one here and there or whatever. And that was really cool too. And now on that note, love you all, and I'll see you soon. Bye.